Good morning for all of you in a morning time zone. Welcome to Ask Doc Live. I'm so glad that you are able to join us here and take time out of your busy schedules to learn more about nutritional solutions for your questions with Ask Doc Live. My name is Rebecca Kozak. I will be your host for the next 2 hours, and I am joined with my amazing co-hosts, Jonty McCollier, Ruth Ellen Sanchez, and Nasima Omar. And we are here to help you get information in regards to what you can do as an empowered individual to address health concerns and help you find the journey to optimal health. So this program is, of course, being sponsored by AskDocLive.com. But we want to make sure that if you were sent to this program to watch this program and get information or ask your questions, that you get back with the person that shared this program with you, okay? If nobody shared this program with you, then please go ahead and visit our website, AskDocLive.com, and you will find a store that has all of the products that Dr. Wallach will be speaking of today, including his most popular publications, the Good Foods, Bad Foods list. And if you have questions specifically regarding yourself or a loved one, we do have a contact us there, where you can send us an email and one of our certified holistic health coaches will get back with you with the answer or information to help you find the answer in regards to your health questions. So I just have to remind you that this program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. The content of this program is to provide educational information only on the importance of nutrition and supplementation in a world where the food supply is deplete and void of the needed nutrition the body needs, not just to survive, but to thrive. The FDA requires us to let you know that our products are not meant to treat, prevent, cure, diagnose any diseases. We bring you good news. The genetic theory has been proven incorrect through the science of epigenetics. Epigenetics is the study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. And with epigenetics, you are an empowered individual and have more control than you think of your health journey. We invite you to feel the difference with the options that are shared in this program and to guide us. We are absolutely honored to have one of the founding fathers of epigenetics here to share the best options to obtain and maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome, Dr. Wallach. We're so excited to have you here.
Well, thank you, Rebecca and John T. and Ruth Ellen and Nasima and the whole team. Thank you for all the good things you guys and gals do. We just appreciate it, and thank you for all the kind words. We have so much to deal with. It's very scary because this COVID thing is spiking again, and it's because of our pre-existing conditions: obesity, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, things like asthma, irritable bowel syndrome, gluten problem. All these things are contributing to a lowered immune system, which makes us susceptible to the COVID thing. I'm just going to give you a few figures. These are this morning's figures. Haven't gotten any new ones since early this morning. Right now, we're at 43,532,306 infections. Now, here's the scary one. Dead, we're at 703,000 dead. Now you go back to 1918, 1919, the Spanish flu, they had 675,000 dead. It was supposed to be the worst killer pandemic ever in the history of America. And right now we have 28,000 more dead than they had during the Spanish flu. And it doesn't seem like we're near the end of this thing. And so I can see where we could get up to a million dead. Right now we're 750,000 dead. And so it's very scary because, which I say, there's so much incorrect information going out there. People are doing a lot of the wrong stuff. Now, we do have a new CD coming out. It should be available today. So you can go ahead and order it at drjwallach.com, drjwallach.com, www.drjwallach.com. It's Dr. Wallach's Law of Photosynthetic Disruption and Global Warming. Dr. Wallach's Photosynthetics Disruption and Global Warming. And it goes into all the extinctions and why we're in trouble being going through an extinction ourselves. You go back, 500 million years ago, there was 12 major mass extinctions. The big 5 ones are called the Big 5, and thousands of species. Now listen to me, thousands of species disappeared over a 100,000 year period, 500 million years ago, called the Big 5 mass extinctions. And all the experts saying, we don't know why. It could be this, could be that, we don't know why. And then the dinosaurs then disappeared after at 400 million years ago. It took 100,000 years for 20 billion dinosaurs, 1,000 species of dinosaurs. If you put in the ones in the water and the flying dinosaurs, it was like 160,000 species, all disappeared in a 100,000 year period. We have the dead zones, in which there's no life. The biggest one is in India, in the Arabian Sea, where it's got 63,700 square miles of dead zone. We got the second biggest dead zone here at the Gulf of Mexico. It's 6,300 square miles of dead zones. And there's more dead zones starting. The newest one, number 401 dead zone, is on the Pacific coast of Oregon, because the Columbia River Basin has 250 dams shutting off the food supply to the algae, no oxygen. So that's why there's a dead zone at the delta there of the Columbia River. And then the reefs are dying because of man-made dams. Queensland, where the Great Barrier Reef is, 1,400 miles long, 2,900 small reefs and 900 small islands. And the center of the Great Barrier Reef is dying because they have 183 dams damming up the food supply to the algae, which provides the oxygen for the coral polyps, which make the reefs. The northern 25% and the southern 25% are okay because the rivers are still unblocked, so the food is getting to them and so forth. And we're in trouble now, is where I was getting to. We're in big trouble, okay? Our goal is to help you add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. And I want everybody to be super centenarians, 110 years old or older. Now, here's the scary thing. This is one of those stories that makes you cry. This just happened just a couple of days ago. I don't know if you got this story where you live. There's these twins, 15 months old, 2 beautiful girls, 15 months old. The father is supposed to drop them off at the daycare before he goes to work. He puts him in the back seat of his SUV. He drives to work. He works all day. After work, he goes to the daycare and he says, I'm here to pick up my girl. He said, well, you didn't leave them off this morning. So he runs home and they weren't there. And he's running around trying to find them. In the meantime, they're dead in the back seat because they were 9 hours in the back of his SUV. And it's like 100 degrees in Carrollton, Georgia. And it's 120 degrees in the truck. And he roasted his 2 daughters like you roast chickens in an oven. 9 hours in the oven. Okay. Now, it just makes you want to cry. But these are the sort of things, just like that couple and their child and the dog that died up in the Yosemite National Park. They couldn't find any drugs in them. They didn't find any bullet holes. Why'd they die? Well, they died of hypoxia. All these sort of things. This guy couldn't remember that he put his daughters in his back seat and he was supposed to drop them off. He just went to work because of hypoxia. He didn't have enough oxygen for his brain to work properly. And people go to their doctors for depression, headaches, migraines, all this kind of stuff. We've talked about these victory gardens, and I'm glad to hear that Rebecca is putting the plants in her house and her office and so forth. Every window in your house should have a couple of potted plants around it. and you should be using our plant-derived colloidal minerals, 2 ounces per pint of water. Don't just water your plants, because the plants cannot do photosynthesis without 20 nutrients, 9 macronutrients and 11 micronutrients are required for the process of photosynthesis. They never talk to you about that. They always talk about sunlight and chlorophyll. That's all they talk about. They never tell you about the 20 nutrients that the chloroplasts need to perform photosynthesis. And that's one of the reasons why we're in trouble. Well, this comes down to a massive problem in the industrialized world. And of course, if you create what I call victory gardens in your house, in your decorative plants around your house, your gardens where you grow tomatoes and bell peppers and onions and radishes and corn and stuff like that, you'll create more oxygen, and all of these sort of weird things go away. Well, all of these thousands of species that died over 500 million years, including the dinosaurs and trilobites and stuff like that, and then the dead zones and the reefs dying and our problems, these are all caused by a lack of nutrition to the algae that produces the oxygen for the coral polyps, okay, and for the algae that produces the oxygen for the trilobites and all the other critters in the ocean, plants and animals that require oxygen. That's why there's these dead zones. And this is where we're having things happening now that happened 500 million years ago. Now, all of these terrible mass die-offs occurred during periods of glaciations. There was obviously no human beings 500 million years ago. There was no man-made dams back then, but the glaciers produced moraines, M-O-R-A-I-N-E-S, that are dams, and they stop the food supply to the algae, which produces the oxygen. So this is very, very scary stuff, but we can control it if everybody knows about it. So that's why we came out with this new CD, Dr. Wallach's Laws of Photosynthetic Disruption and Global Warming. We're going to come out with a small book about the size of a cell in your head, 25 different diseases of osteoporosis of the skull. It'll be a book about that size with the same title. That should be out in a couple of months. But the CD is available now. It's actually a soundtrack from a Zoom that I did with pharmacist Keith. And it's very, very descriptive. And so we need to get on this big time so we can add 25 to 50 healthy years to people's lives. Over to you, Rebecca.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. That's a lot of great information, stuff that you haven't shared before. And I know our listeners greatly appreciate having more of the things that interest them spoken about, because not many people are, Dr. Wallach. And you're not afraid to. And that's one thing that I just absolutely love about you, is you're not afraid to bring up the real concerns.
Well, the truth is powerful. And I'm certainly not in the class with these guys, but this is what made Moses great and the 10 Commandments. This is what made Jesus great. It was all of the truths that he spoke. And of course, the Romans didn't like that. That's why they crucified him, okay? But he got his truth out. And so in this book, the subtitle is going to be the same as the title of this CD we're putting out. But the big title on the book is going to be, let's see here, the Third Testament.
Wow.
The Third Testament, okay, because it goes in the same vein as Moses and the 10 Commandments and Jesus and all the things that he shared with us, okay? And all of us, all you and me and everybody else, we are kind of like their, what should I say? We are their angels. We are the ones who are doing all the footwork, because, you know, even God has angels helping him, okay, do things. And so you have to have an army to pull off this information spreading. And so this book, I'm going to call it the Third Testament. And, you know, there's going to be some people that hate me for saying that. There's going to be some people that say, why did he do that? There's some people that are going to say, oh, that was kind of a good idea, okay? Because it's in the same vein. It's giving you life-giving information that you can share with the people you love, your community, your family, and the world. And because it's at that level, It's at that level of life-giving and life-saving because of these mass die-offs and mass extinctions. This really requires an army to spread the information, and we will be able to save humanity. Otherwise, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. And see, the doctors have missed it by 1 billion miles. They thought that the vaccination was going to save everybody. Well, the vaccination, they missed it by 1 billion miles because the vaccination will do certain things. Okay. But it doesn't have nutrition in it. Right. So you still have to deal with that part. And it doesn't, vaccinations don't tell you to do the right things and not do the wrong things. You still have to deal with that. And so we're reminding everybody about the 10 Commandments, we're reminding everybody about all the wondrous quotes that Jesus left for us. And so we have to make sure that everybody, of course, I'm getting a lot of stuff from the Muslims and Muhammad and from India and their peoples. And so in this new book, there's going to be stuff from all the great cultures on earth that believe in God and are going to take their greatest quotes and things and put them in there. And that's why I'm going to call it the Third Testament.
Well, and something that I really appreciate, Dr. Wallach, is, you know, you give credit where credit is due, and that's going back to the Creator.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
We are not here by accident, and absolutely, you are not here by accident. And we all have a purpose. And those of you who are watching this program with us, you are not here by accident. The information that you're going to be hearing today needs to be spread around the world over and over again, because it is giving you information that is going back to the root causes of breakdown and dis-ease within the body. And I love, Dr. Wallach, that, you know, God really put early in your life a situation.
When I was 9 years old, yeah.
Yeah, and gave you the wisdom way back then as to what needed to be done to help yourself. And
yeah, 20 doctors had failed the family. 20 doctors couldn't figure it out. They were just going to institutionalize me. And in 3 days' time, I got rid of my problem just by supplementing with nutritional supplements that we had been giving the animals.
So you went from wanting to institutionalize you to you then going through the institutions and coming out on top. And that's a true success story that I absolutely love, Dr. Wallach. And you don't take all the credit for yourself. I mean, you have put so much into it, but you have given God the credit for giving you what you need.
I have an emergency person at the front door here. Can you just carry on for about 2 minutes? I'll be right back.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, everybody, I just want to, again, thank you so much for joining us here on Ask Doc Live. For those of you who are here with us on the program live, we do have the chat options open where you can make sure you turn that chat on, because Ruth Ellen and Nasima and Jonty are sharing information in that chat to help you find information about what you might need to be empowered in that chat. But with that chat being on, there is no solicitation, folks. Please do not promote anything of your own going into that chat. This is a resource to be used for the greater community. And we want to make sure that if somebody sent you to this program, that you get back with them in regards to getting the information that you need, getting the products that you need in order to meet your health goals. All right. We are very honored to be able to provide this resource to you and bring Dr. Wallach here for you to be able to ask questions. So if you have questions in the Zoom menu, there is an option to raise your hand. We will be going through the hands in the order that they are received. So make sure that if you have a question, you get your hand raised. In the Zoom option, you can click on reactions and you'll probably find the raise hand there for you to be able to raise your hand and ask a question. All right, everything okay, Dr. Wallach?
Everything's okay, but I was expecting some papers today, but guess what? They appeared now. But this guy's banging on the door and ringing the bell. I was afraid he was going to turn around and leave without laying the papers on the front porch. So I thought I better get him.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Dr. Wallach, let's go to our first hand that is raised this morning.
Okay.
And Jane, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dr. Wallach, I've been on your protocol for osteoporosis of the skull for a year, and I've made great recovery. I have a slight bit of tinnitus, very slight, that's still there, but my primary problem right now, and I heard you talk about touch on it last time, is weakened muscles. I'm having trouble when I'm even standing, just keeping my back erect. I want to end up falling over. It's easier for me to walk, and that's outrageous.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's see here. Do you have any numbness or tingling in your hands?
No, I'm taking a lot of the collagen. I'm taking a lot of the collagen.
Good.
It's slightly cold, and I slightly in here, but
okay. Have you had some improvement in your hair color?
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, I can see. Yeah, we're getting a lot of dark color coming in. Very good. Yeah,
absolutely. So
yeah, because white gray and silver hair has nothing to do with age. It's due to a nutritional deficiency, and that same deficiency will cause varicose veins, spider veins. Did you have some of those?
No, that I didn't.
Okay, and they will cause
the hemorrhoids.
okay. Well, it's a varicose vein in a funny place. Hemorrhoids are varicose veins in a funny place.
And that seems improved.
Okay, good.
Right.
And then, of course, you get terrible sudden death from aneurysms in your brain, and ruptured aortic aneurysms can be caused by the same deficiency that causes gray hair. So I'm glad to see your hair color coming back. Now, to deal with the little bit of residual.
I had a lot of trouble sleeping too.
Okay, all right. And so what do you weigh, Jane?
112. I've lost weight using the keto bars.
Okay, how tall are you?
4'10". Again, I'm a person that's lost 4 inches.
Okay, yeah. And so you had a tremendous shrinkage of connective tissue. The discs are shrinking and the vertebrae are getting closer together, and that's why you're shrinking. That's putting pressure on the spinal nerves that go to your arms, and the spinal nerves that go to your back, and the spinal nerves that go to your legs, and all that kind of stuff. And so this is all going to, and you may even regain an inch or 2 in height, okay, because of all this supplementation. Let's see here. So you want to keep going. Don't relax. You want to keep taking at 112 pounds. I would take 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. Get an extra bottle of selenium, so you can take 3 of those twice a day. There's 1 bottle of our selenium with the 5 cofactors in it. Very important, 5 cofactors. So once you get another bottle of our selenium, so you can take 3 twice a day. Once you get 2 bottles a month of our MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And they're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue in your vertebrae, in your disc between the vertebrae, also in your muscles. Now, the muscles are connected with tendons and ligaments, all of which are connective tissue. The muscles have all these different muscle fibers, but in between the muscle fibers, there's also like a little thread-like strip of connective tissue. There's connective tissue in the walls of your arteries. There's connective tissue in your veins, walls of your veins. And so what you want to do is make sure you're taking that glucogel, 3 with each meal. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And you're going to notice and that extra selenium, which is very, very specific for muscle tissue, both heart muscle and also skeletal muscle in your arms and legs and back and so forth. but your recovery is going to speed up if you add those extra things, okay? And then give us a call in 2 weeks. Give us a call next time you go to the doctor, you know, because people are going to want to hear your story. You have such a beautiful story. We can't thank you enough for calling us. Thank you so much, Jane.
Thank you.
All right. And yes, I remember Jane almost a year ago and how white her hair was and the color of her skin. And I think it's just fantastic.
Isn't that amazing change? Positive change?
Color back in her hair and skin.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Jane. Thank you so much for being on this journey with us. All right, next, Dr. Wallach, let's go to Lorraine, who has her hand up. Lorraine, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Lorraine. How can we help you?
Okay, so last month I called in, but there's something new now. So last month I reported that I was diagnosed with asthma, but you know, they say it's coming from acid reflux. But I was having a lot of like lightheadedness, dizziness, and almost kind of real sensitivity to light. So they did an EEG, and my doctor told me yesterday that they saw seizure activity. So he put me on a medication. I took it once, and I just couldn't function. It made me so drowsy and sleepy. But
okay, well, let me back up. Let me back up and ask you some questions here. How old are you,
okay.
Lorraine?
63. I'm 5'1".
What do you weigh?
112.
Okay. Do you have any other issues? Do you have any high blood pressure or diabetes?
No. My ring, no.
I'm sorry, I missed that. You broke
ringing ears.
Okay.
No blood pressure, diabetes.
Okay, so you have tinnitus, ringing in the ears. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I have
osteoporosis.
varicose veins too.
Varicose veins. Okay.
Yeah.
This is all osteoporosis of the skull. All right. And you're how old?
63.
63. Yeah. Okay. So, the doctors missed it by 1 billion miles. All right. And so, do you have any other trouble? Do you have an irregular heartbeat or a rapid heart rate or AFib, tachycardia?
Once in a while, my heartbeat is irregular. They've checked my heart and they said I don't have AFib, but what did he call it?
Tachycardia, bradycardia?
Oh, what was it? Yeah, I think it's atrial tachycardia or something. But it's not AFib.
Okay. Yeah, it could be tachycardia or bradycardia.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not all the time. You know, I think when I'm stressed, it'll just
it comes and goes. All right. So, do you have anything going on in your back or your legs?
Sometimes my legs feel kind of tingly. I think I've had injury to my spine, so I don't know if it's coming from that.
Okay, so legs.
Tingling down my arm.
Okay, tingling down your arms. Yeah, your skull is squeezing your spinal cord. The spinal cord is coming out of the back of your skull, is squeezing your spinal cord, and that's why you're getting tingling down in your arms. Okay. All right, so here we go. And a lot of this you're already doing, but this is for our other listeners as well. So you need to get rid of all the bad foods to maximize absorption. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones need to go. And you can get the good food, bad food list from Rebecca. She'll see that you get the good food, bad food list. And then at, let's see here, at 112 pounds, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, 112 pounds. I want you to take 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. Get another bottle of our selenium. So I want you to take 3 of our selenium twice a day. Take half a dose of everything else twice a day. And then I want you to get our MSM, get 2 bottles of our MSM. So take 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And this is going to help support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone breaks, bone cell in the skull, in your muscles, in your back, and so forth. And so, and also the same nerve that causes irregular heartbeat and AFib and everything, when it gets squeezed, people get COPD, dry, non-productive cough. Asthma is caused by a different deficiency It's actually a nutritional deficiency that's always is secondary to gluten intolerance. Do you have anything going on in your skin? Any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
No, they told me that asthma is secondary to the reflux.
Well, I don't think they know what they're talking about.
Oh,
okay. And then also, do you have anything going on with your bowels? Any constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, celiac disease?
No, I mean, once in a while constipation, but hardly.
Okay, so don't forget, you need to get rid of the gluten, no wheat, no barley, rye, and oats. I mean, you cannot have one cheat day a week. No, because if you have gluten one day a month, it's going to keep you in trouble. You can't have it. Can't even say the word. Everybody in your household, dog, cat, bird, fish, spouse, roommate, kids, grandmother, everybody's got to be drop dead gluten-free so there's no cross-contamination in the food preparation surfaces, right? And the couches and beds and so forth. Give us a call every couple of weeks because you're going to have a great, great story. The fact that you're kind of improving in certain areas. The asthma should go away very quickly. Just take everything. Don't say, well, there's so many of these, I'll just take one a day instead of what the bottle is saying. You know, you take the dose as the bottle says, okay?
Now, what did you say? Half a dose of everything else?
Yeah, half a dose of everything because you're only going to get, because you only weigh 112 pounds. You're going to get one brain and heart pack. So if you take a half a dose of all that stuff twice a day, half a dose of breakfast, half a dose of dinner. If they say take 2 tablets a day, take one at breakfast, one at dinner time. All right.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then, but also the selenium, I need you to take, because I need you to get those 5 cofactors in the selenium. You need to get another bottle of selenium so you can take 3 twice a day. You're going to take a full dose of the selenium twice a day.
And what about the epilepsy thing?
Epilepsy? Do you have epilepsy?
Well, that's what they told me yesterday. They didn't. And they,
do you have seizures?
No, but I keep getting lightheaded and dizzy and bright.
Okay, stop. If you get lightheaded, do you ever get dizzy or sleepy a half hour after you eat, an hour after you eat? You know, no, you have a big dinner and you go sit in the couch and fall asleep watching TV.
No. If I eat something that has sugar, I'll fall asleep, but I rarely eat sugar.
Okay, well, stop. Yeah, you have what's called reactive hypoglycemia, which is a pre-diabetes. So I also want you to get 2 bottles a month of our sweeties. Get 2 bottles a month of sweeties, take 3 of those twice a day, and that'll stop all that. You have a pre-diabetes, AKA reactive hypoglycemia, and that's why you're having all those symptoms. And again, the doctors have missed it by a billion miles.
What about when it shows on the EEG though?
Well, when you have low blood sugar, it affects your heart. It affects everything. Your brain, how your brain works. It affects everything. It's kind of like when you don't have any gasoline in your car. Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, Lorraine.
Thanks.
Now, Dr. Wallach, Arthur wrote in and he has suffered an TIA, which is a transient isometric attack, stroke.
Ischemic.
Thank you very much.
I mean, the blood supply was cut off.
And now he has left side and leg and arm impairment. He wants to know what he can do to heal his brain and restore optimum mobility.
Okay, how old is he? What does he weigh? How tall is he?
He's 67 years old, 158 pounds at 5'5".
Okay. Yeah, 5'5", a guy could weigh 150, 160 pounds. So 158 pounds is about right. And but when he has leg and arm stuff, he has osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the spinal cord is coming out of the back of the skull. That's the arm stuff. And then the leg stuff, he's got sciatica, low back stuff. And so the disc between the vertebrae and the back are shrinking. The vertebrae and low back are getting closer together, smashing the sciatic nerves coming out from the lumbar spinal cord and causing all this stuff going down in his legs. That's called sciatica, or he's got multiple peripheral neuropathies. You know, another doctor would say you got peripheral neuropathies. Oh my God. Okay, well, it's all because of malnutrition to the connective tissue and transient ischemic attacks, which means he gets lightheaded or he might go to sleep. He might have reactive hypoglycemia because the arteries are getting cut off because of pressure, and he's going to sleep. Ischemic attack, meaning he might have a heart pain because the arteries in the heart are shutting down, the coronary arteries, and causing heart pain because the heart arteries are constricting and not letting enough blood through to the heart. So it could be in the brain, the heart, kidneys, it could be all over the place. And so at 158 pounds, I want him to get rid of all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then at 158 pounds, I want him to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose, everything twice a day. I want him to have 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so he can have 3 with each meal. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, makes your bone itself. And then he needs to also have some collagen. So I want him to take 2 ounces a day of our Cal Toddy, because that'll save him from having to take 3 products. He can take 1. The Cal Toddy has the liquid calcium. It's got the vitamin D3. You got the liquid glucogel in there. And he could take an ounce at breakfast, ounce at dinner time. That'll be 2 quarts a month. And let's see here. Oh, also I'd have him take 3 bottles a month of our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. So I can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 dinner time. And they will support healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in the brain, the heart, the kidneys, his legs, every place, but also will support healthy blood pressure. And so let's go that direction and, you know, give us a report every couple of weeks, because these things turn around very dramatically. I deal with professional athletes, Olympic athletes, university athletes all the time who have these issues. And so I really deal with thousands of these people a year. So I'm very experienced with this sort of picture.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And again, for all of you that are watching this replay or here with us live, you will be able to find the replay of this program at AskDocLive.com. So if you are on live with us and listening, just go ahead and listen. And then you will be able to go back to the website and stop, write down, whatever you need, and get with the person that invited you to watch this program. Dr. Wallach, let's go to our next hand that is up right now. And is it Kumai or Kumi? Please correct me. I want to make sure I say your name right. It's so important. Welcome. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi. Yes, my name is Kumi.
Kumi. Welcome,
yes,
Kumi.
Thank you very much.
How can we help you?
Yes, I had a session with Susan, and she told me that it's good that I see you. She said I need to get estrogen. Also, she found that I have something going on the right belly, below the ribs, above the maybe ovary. And I feel there is, I'm a massage therapist, so I massage myself, my belly, and I feel there's a cyst or gas or something bumpy all the time. Also, last year I had a COVID, March 2020. I had it as tonsillitis. And since then, after that, it kind of shrinked. I feel all my muscles, ligaments shrinked. And I felt like a turtle, all my limbs and neck, like going in.
Okay.
And
all right. Well, let's stop there for a minute.
Okay.
Do you have any other things like diabetes or high blood pressure?
I have a ulcerative colitis and psoriasis, but I'm managing them well.
Okay. Okay, arthritis, colitis, and psoriasis. Okay.
No arthritis. Oh,
okay.
Maybe arthritis, yes.
Okay, so you have joint problems?
Yes, all the joints feel very tight.
Okay, so you might have arthritis, colitis. Is this represent by diarrhea, constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease, what?
In the beginning, I started to have in 2010. That time it was bleeding, but now I'm managing and by taking supplements, and I have no bowel problem.
Okay, I need you to listen, because your symptoms all say you have bowel problems, all right? Psoriasis is due to very specific nutritional deficiencies which show up in the skin, dry skin with, flaking and itching and all that kind of stuff. This is due to a very specific nutritional deficiency, which always is secondary to gluten problems. Colitis is secondary to gluten problems, whether it's called colitis or irritable bowel syndrome or celiac disease or Crohn's disease or diverticulitis, it's all the same. Then arthritis, every joint in the body, whether it's your TMJ, your jaw joint or your shoulders, your neck, your elbows, your wrists, your knees, your hips, your ankles, your feet, these are all nutritional deficiencies. And the tonsillitis could be also from the osteoporosis of the skull squeezing the 9th cranial nerve, the glossopharyngeal nerve, causing pain in your throat and tonsils and so on. And the ovaries stuff, there's another picture. So here we go. And how much do you weigh? What's your body weight?
120.
And how tall are you?
5 even.
Okay, and what's your age?
56.
Thank you, Kumi. Okay, here we go. You need the good food, bad food list. Absolutely, drop dead. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, butter, rye, oats, no sugar. There are no such things as gluten-free oats. Gluten in oats is called gliadin. It's still gluten. No sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones have to go. And then I want you at 120 pounds, because you have all these issues, I need you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. We can cut it to maybe 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month if you get down to 110 pounds, but you have all these issues. So I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose of everything twice a day, full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time. I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our MSM. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time, and they will support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, makes your bone cell. And then I also want you to have the Cal Toddy. You can go ahead and take 1 ounce at breakfast, 1 ounce at dinner. It's going to give you calcium, vitamin D3, and collagen to support, again, your joints and so forth and skin. I also want you to have the hair, skin, and nails. Take 2 bottles a month of the hair, skin, and nails. As the name implies, it help you with hair. It'll help you with your skin. And but the skin, again, is due to deficiencies. And between the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and the MSM, getting off of gluten and taking the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and taking the hair, skin, and nails, 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month, all these issues are going to go away. All right. You shouldn't have to manage them. Managing them is just like waxing your car when it runs out of gas.
Okay.
If the car's out of gas, yes, let's wax it. Okay. And so you need all these nutrients to maintain your body every day, just like you need oxygen every day. You need water every day. You need this stuff every day. And Kumi, you cannot get this by eating well. What is your cultural background? What country did you come from?
I'm Japanese.
You're Japanese?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Very good. I spent a lot of time in Japan. And so I know Skoshi.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. And so at any rate, thank you. We'd love to hear from you every 2 weeks because you're going to have a great story. You are going to have a great story. Okay. Thank you. We look forward to hearing your testimony. God bless you.
Thank you.
Sayonara.
Right.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kumi, for sharing that information with us, because there's a lot of people, Dr. Wallach, that have digestive issues.
Oh,
and
yes.
Digestive issues. It's like, that's the, what would you call it? That's like the main corridor to the body.
Yeah, access. If you're having trouble with digestion, even if you're supplementing properly, you can't get much of it into your body. And so you're not going to see the benefit. Well, I tried it for 6 months, didn't work for me. Well, did you give up gluten? Well, you know, how could I give up oatmeal for breakfast? My grandmother had it for 100 years. Well, yeah, she was putting wood ashes in her garden and wood ashes in her food 3 meals a day. Are you doing that? Well, no, I have an electric stove. Well, that's why you're in trouble.
Right. Yeah. So it's amazing what the body can do when you give it what it needs. Absolutely can do some amazing things. Now, Dr. Wallach, I have a question. It's actually a series of questions about things going on right now around the world with this wonderful pandemic. And Linda would like to know, 1, does the body make antibodies on its own? And if so, how long does it take?
The answer is yes. And usually it takes 3 days to 3 weeks, okay? Depending on what bug it is and how intense the contact was and so forth. Depends on how much nutrition you're getting to support your immune system, which is your bone marrow. The bone marrow makes white blood cells, including T lymphocytes, which are the cavalry and the Marines that go and kill and eat viruses and bacteria and that kind of stuff. And also your bone marrow makes stem cells that actually make antibodies and red blood cells and also platelets. And so you really, really have to feed all this nutrition to your bone marrow. You have to stay away from the bad stuff so you can maximize absorption of that nutrition. And then you'll very quickly make antibodies. Now, the question always comes up, well, if I've had the COVID and it's quieted down now, but I still have antibodies against it so they can test me and I still have to show that I had COVID, do I need to get a vaccination? Well, I would. Yeah, it's everybody's personal choice. I mean, I'm not demanding that everybody get it. Some people hate me because I say, you should get a vaccination. But even though you've had COVID, it still does not give you perfect immunity. Okay, now the beautiful thing about if you've had COVID, you got some antibodies, you're going to take a vaccination and get some more antibodies. If you do get COVID again, you might just have common cold-like symptoms and not get really sick. And this happens with a lot of diseases where there's vaccines for. You might get the disease, but it's a very mild case and it doesn't kill you. And so there is some value to taking a vaccination, even though you've had a positive diagnosis for having COVID.
All right. And for those who have had it and they still have some of the aftermath of the residual symptoms, like unable to smell, unable to taste, what would you recommend, Dr. Wallach, nutritionally as the solution to this issue?
Okay, well, still, this has to do with osteoporosis of the skull. And people who have osteoporosis of the skull are very susceptible to getting bugs and viruses and bacteria and things like that, including COVID, because their immune system is down. They're not absorbing nutrition. And so, I mean, there's millions of people out there who have lost their sense of smell and taste, and they've never had the COVID. Okay, so you can have those nutritional deficiencies and get the COVID. And so doctors want to blame everything on the COVID. And no, but you're more likely to get the COVID if your immune system is down because you don't have nutrition. If you don't have nutrition, you have all these weird symptoms like tinnitus, ringing in the ears, dizziness, vertigo. There's a disease called Paget's disease. I want them to change it to Wallach's disease because Paget 100 years ago was an English physician who did autopsies on people who would get dizziness and they would die of something, and he would do autopsies on them. And he realized that instead of the skull in these people being 1/4 of an inch thick like it's supposed to be, it was an inch thick. And he named it after himself, Paget's disease. He thought it was an autoimmune disease, the body's attacking itself. So your skull is an inch thick now instead of 1/4 of an inch thick. All right, and that's why it's squeezing all these nerves as they're going through the tunnels, because those tunnels are getting smaller. Your spinal cord is getting squeezed, coming out of the back of the skull, and you get all these different symptoms and everything that go along with Paget's disease. Well, I want them to change it to Wallach's disease because I show that it's a simple nutritional deficiency disease, and it's a totally different story. If you understand that it's nutritional deficiency, you can fix it by changing your diet and supplementing, as opposed to, well, you got an autoimmune disease, I can give you some symptom relief, but it'll just keep getting worse. and then you die from it because you're just treating symptoms instead of getting rid of it. Okay.
Right. Well, let's get rid of it and not treat the symptoms, but treat the root cause.
There you go.
All right. Let's go to our next hand, Dr. Wallach, and Renee. Renee, go ahead and unmute yourself. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Renee. How can we help you?
Okay, I just discovered you. My husband recommended me. He forwarded me the email, and I am here. I have a few issues going on lately.
Okay.
So I had to go to emergency room, pain on my stomach. It turns out it's gastritis. Within that, my doctor also diagnosed me with H. pylori. So I just finished the antibiotics for all of that. Before all this, I have had anemia. I've had constipation for years. I've had varicose veins for years.
Are you coloring your hair?
Yes.
Okay, because the same deficiency that causes varicose veins and hemorrhoids also causes white hair and aneurysm. So you're getting a red warning light. And just coloring your hair, is that going to stop an aneurysm from forming? No. You have to take the nutrient necessary so your hair color comes back and your veins and hemorrhoids problems go away. And then you know you're not likely to die of a ruptured aneurysm in the brain or aorta. But if you don't deal with that, you're in trouble, okay? So I'm glad to see that you're seeking some information here. How old are you, Renee?
I am 45.
And what do you weigh?
179 pounds.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'3".
5'3". I'd like to see you weigh maybe 120. So I need to lose about 60 pounds here. All right. Anything else? Any diabetes, high blood pressure?
No, but I had an ultrasound done and I have stones in my gallbladder and the doctor's recommending removal of my gallbladder.
Well, give me 90 days first before you make that decision, okay? It's a question you need to ask your doctor. Does he have a kid in college and his tuition due right now?
Oh. Yeah.
Are you getting the picture?
Yes.
Okay. So get rid of all the bad foods. Good food, bad food list. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, butter, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then, okay, and then at 179 pounds, I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, the full dose at breakfast and dinner. I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our MSM. So you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 with dinner time. And I want you to, they'll support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone mix, bone cell. Do you have any tinnitus or ringing in your ears or dizziness?
Yes, I get vertigo sometimes associated with the anemia. I would stand up and get lightheaded. That has, because I have changed. I've lost some weight. I changed my eating habits. Currently trying to do gluten-free. I have a son who has autism, so we're completely just organic gluten.
Well, you can eat organic food that have gluten in it. You can't have any gluten.
Yeah, we're trying to eliminate gluten little by little. We're getting there, but it's a process. Yes.
Okay. Well, the faster you get it done, the faster he'll recover. Okay. Okay. So then, like I say, the 2 bottles a month of the MSM. Then I want you to take also an ounce twice a day of the Cal-Toddy. So you get the calcium, the vitamin D3, and the collagen, the glucogel. I want you to take, or Fucoid Z, take 3 of those twice a day. It's got, I don't know, 6 or 8 different algae and things like that, and seaweed from the ocean with all these weird trace minerals that are good for the immune system. And when you have pain in your stomach and gastritis, and you have osteoporosis of the skull, it's the same nerves. Do you ever get hiccups?
Not really.
Okay. Do you ever get a reaction to like AFib, irregular heartbeat, anything like that?
I have high stress. I have 4 children. You know, my son.
That's not the answer to the question. Do you get AFib, irregular heartbeat?
Sometimes I feel it I test done, they said I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with your heart. It says skull squeezing the 10th cranial nerve. The 10th cranial nerve, when it's squeezed, also gives you gastroparesis. And doctors want you to think you have ulcers, and they treat you for ulcers. Okay, when really you just have gastroparesis because you're squeezing that 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve. Now, let's see here. The stones in your gallbladder, we have what we call the gallbladder in a bottle. It's called Ultimate Enzymes. It's called the gallbladder in a bottle because we have all this dried bile. We go to the slaughterhouse, we get the bile from the gallbladders of all the cows and everything that they kill for steaks. We put them in this Ultimate Enzymes. I want you to take 2 or 3 of those, say 5 to 10 minutes for each meal, and that bile will dissolve the gallstones.
Right.
So I say, give me 90 days. And if you do this faithfully before every meal, and you stay away from fried foods, you don't want to lose your gallbladder because the good Lord put it there for a reason.
Yes.
When you have a meal, the gallbladder squeezes and pushes bile down into your stomach. And so the bile helps you absorb essential fatty acids and other healthy fats that you need for your brain and your eyes and your cell walls and all this kind of stuff. And if you take away your gallbladder, suddenly now your liver cannot respond properly when you eat. And so all the good stuff you're eating goes out the other end.
Right.
All right. And
yes.
so you don't want to be taking your gallbladder out.
Thank you. I was hoping to find another way. I wanted.
Yeah, well, give us 90 days. You'll be a new woman. Call us every 2 weeks because you're going to have a great story. We love your smile. You have such a beautiful smile. Okay.
So much.
God bless.
God bless you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Renee. We look forward to being on this journey with you and hearing all the great things that are to come. Now, Dr. Wallach, DK has a question in the chat here, and it's in regards to a loved one who has been diagnosed with colon cancer, a male, 76 years old, 250 pounds. He had a stent put in 1998, and he is taking blood pressure and blood pressure medication, statin, and blood thinner.
Okay. Well, he's got colon cancer, right?
That's what is mentioned, yes.
Okay. Well, all this other stuff is easy to deal with. So do we know how tall this guy is?
No, it is not mentioned here.
Okay. All right. The odds are 250 pounds is a little heavy. I would bet he's at least 50 pounds overweight. And who knows, if he's my height, 5'6", he may be 100 pounds overweight. All right. And so he needs to get rid of all the bad stuff. Got to get the good food, bad food list immediately. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bread, rye nuts, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. These are all the things that causes colon cancer. It's not genetic. It's not autoimmune. Well, I have 5 generations of my family with colon cancer. Well, that's because they all ate the same way. Okay. It has nothing to do with genes or autoimmune. It's a dietary thing that caused it. Then he needs to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, full dose, everything twice a day. I want him to get an extra bottle of selenium. There's 1 bottle of selenium in each of those kits, but I want him to get another bottle of selenium because I want him to have 3 of our selenium at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He'll be able to do that with the 2 healthy brain and heart packs, another bottle of selenium. They support the immune system and are really, really great to support your cancer fighting systems and your immune system and your colon and so forth. Then, because he has a history of a stent, which means they put something in because he had coronary artery disease, I want him to have 3 bottles a month of our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. So he can take 3 with each meal. They will support healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in the heart, the brain, the kidneys, which will help with his blood pressure also. And let's see here. I also want him to have 2 ounces a day of the Caltati, ounce at breakfast, ounce at dinner time. He can take an ounce of that twice a day. He'll get the calcium, vitamin D3, and the collagen for his joints. But I also want him to have 2 things. One, I want him to have our Fucoid Z, take 3 of those twice a day. He may even, if finances are not an issue, he could take 3 times a day of the Fucoid Z. There are all these algaes from the ocean that have all these weird trace minerals in it to support the immune system. He could take anywhere from 3 twice a day to 3 times a day of the fucoid C. I also want him to have let's see here. I want him to have the cell shield RTQ. The Q is the quercetin, which supports the immune system when you have cancer. And then I also want him to get our BTT 2.0 tablets. I want him to get 2 bottles a month of those so he can take 3 of those twice a day. They're not interchangeable with the BTT 2.0 or BTT 2.5 powders because they're vitamins and minerals. The tablets support the immune system and also are anti-inflammatory. And so we need to hear from him on a regular basis. And we're not claiming that we can cure his colon cancer, but we can quiet it down if they didn't get it all, okay? And because we don't know when he was diagnosed. Was it yesterday, last week, 30 years ago? We don't know any of that, okay? And so all we can say is that this is going to, at the very least, give him more time. If he said on the other end, well, you've got 6 months to live, we might give him 3 years. You know, it's one of those things that's going to be positive, but I can't tell you how positive without more information.
Right. So I did get just now, he received the diagnosis yesterday, which we know that's not when it started, and no surgery or chemo have been done yet.
Okay. All right. So thank you for that information. And that helps us because, again, we don't know a whole lot because we just know the diagnosis occurred yesterday. We don't know how bad it is. Is it in the lymph nodes? Is it stage 3, 4? Is it, you know, just as big as a pea? Is it as big as a cantaloupe? You know, we don't know anything.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for that information, Dr. Wallach. And I just mentioned that they will find out. And for those of you listening, if you hear any of the recommendations or any of the conditions that represent something that you or a loved one is currently experiencing, we encourage you to go back to the replay and listen to the protocol that Dr. Wallach provided at our website, asdoclive.com. We have all of the replays all the way back to our very first program, July of 2020, available for you to use as resources to help you and your loved ones find nutritional options to achieving optimal health. Now, Dr. Wallach, we are at the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break and then come back and answer some more questions.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. And everybody, thank you so much for staying here with us and being part of our live Ask Doc Live audience. My name is Rebecca Kozak. I, again, am your host for this 2 hours, and it is my honor to be able to provide this resource to you. For those of you who found this program on your own, feel free to go to our website, AskDocLive.com. You will find a store there where you can find all of the products that Dr. Wallach mentions. You can also find all of his publications or the most popular publications on our website as well. But for those who were referred to this program by somebody specific, please get back with that person that shared this program with you. They care about you, and they want to make sure that you get exactly what you need in order for you to obtain optimal health as well. So we will be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Stand up, stretch, fill your glass with some great water with a splash of minerals, and we'll see you soon. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking here with us and giving us that little break. Again, you are on with Ask Doc Live, where we are excited and honored to be able to provide this resource to you with nutritional solutions to your questions about health. And it looks like we are ready to go. Dr. Wallach, go ahead and unmute yourself.
How's that?
That's fantastic. And let's just go right into the next question. And Looks like
Okay.
Lorraine might have no, go ahead, Dr. Wallach.
I was going to say, before we go to the next question, I just want to remind everybody about www.drjwallach.com, www.drjwallach.com. And this new book that I'm working on, the first chapter is going to be a written version of the CD that's coming out, right? Dr. Wallach's Law of Photosynthetic Disruption and Global Warming. And then I've got 15 books. Each chapter is going to be one of those books, okay, including immortality. These are all the long-lived cultures on Earth in that book, Immortality. It goes through all the things that they consciously do proactively to live longer, all the things they proactively do or not do to live longer. That book is worth its weight in gold because you save a lot of money, save a lot of unnecessary misery. You know, that book, Immortality, there's a CD that goes along with it, Beyond Immortality, which tells you how to live to be 120, 160, all that kind of stuff. And some people say, who would want to live that long? Really, if you could spend another 80 years with the person you love, wouldn't it be worth changing your diet a little bit and adding a few supplements to have another 80 years?
Yeah, especially Dr. Wallach, if you can do it without pain.
Yeah, exactly.
Without discomfort.
And so this is going to be quite a project, but in fact, I figure, well, why just retype everything? Because I already have most of this stuff written up in these other 12 books. And so we'll just make each of those books a chapter in this new book. And so that's how this whole thing's going to work. It's going to be crazy. And so people can pick and choose depending on what their subject is and so forth. You know, they might buy 3 of those books instead of all 12 and so on. But just depending on what their interest is. And I've been working on this for a long time, and I figured this is the best way to get the information out there. And of course, in the old days, they would have sermons on the mount. They would go and they'd speak on the mountain, and they'd have 50 or 100 or 1,000 people sitting there in the heat in the desert listening to the sermon. All right. And so now we have Zooms, and we have CDs, we have DVDs, we have books and stuff, and so on. Plus we have these wonderful Zooms we're doing with you and your team. And I cannot thank you enough for helping me get this information out, because we can help so many people avoid so much misery and add many, many healthy years to life, a minimum of 25 to 50. And my goal is to help everybody gain at least 80 years. And if they follow all the stuff in these CDs and the books, they can add 25 to 50 healthful years to their life and save a lot of money and save a lot of unnecessary misery. Okay, back to you.
Well, let's continue on with the sermon on Zoom. And I love the fact that we can do this, Dr. Wallach, and we can reach so many more people, not just in our backyards, but around the world. And we encourage each of you to share this video with somebody else, at least one person. Share it with somebody else and share with them that there is hope outside of chemicals, because our bodies are not chemical deficient. They're nutrient deficient.
Well, in most cases, Rebecca, those chemicals just manage the disease, reduce symptoms, and people are very thankful. Oh, I've been in pain for 20 years. The doctor gave me this new drug that's just out. My pain went away in 12 hours. I have been without pain now for 3 days. I've been in pain for 20 years. I just love my doctor. I'm going to leave everything in my will to my doctor when I die because he got rid of my pain. But the disease is still there, and that disease will ultimately kill that person. Okay, but he's so overjoyed by getting pain relief, he's going to leave him his house and his land and his cars and everything and leave the kids out.
Well, and so Dr. Wallach, there's one thing that I know from experience. Yes, I took that magic little pill. 2 years later, though, I was on 6, not 1, 6 additional pills.
Oh my gosh.
To compensate for what the others had done in other areas of the body. So I just, my heart really goes out to those who have that bag full of pills every month that they have to take, that keeps getting heavier and heavier. And now, yes, I have pills that I take, but I'm using food as medicine, Dr. Wallach. I'm using things that are supporting the system and not masking.
And the greatest physician of all, the good Lord, put all this stuff on earth for us to use.
Absolutely. And I love the fact, Dr. Wallach, that he gifted you with the knowledge and wisdom to put it all together in a form that we can use within our bodies.
Well, thank you for the kind words.
And I just can't thank you enough, Dr. Wallach. I told you how much I love you and how much I appreciate all that you've done.
Well, they'll raise this travel ban soon and we'll be able to have dinner.
We're going to do it. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's go to the next hand up, Dr. Wallach. And I think Lorraine might have another question for you. Lorraine,
Okay.
did you have another question for Dr. Wallach?
I wanted to go back about the epilepsy thing because I don't want to take that medication. And I mean, is it okay just not to take it or?
Okay, well, here's the deal. If you're having uncontrollable seizures, you can't safely drive, or you can't cook because you're going to fall on the stove and all this kind of stuff, you might have to take it for a while.
Well,
okay?
I'm not having like seizures, but you know, because I have the sort of dizziness and sometimes things like.
Okay, well, we already went through the, okay, stop.
Yeah, so is it?
Stop. We already went through, I believe that your dizziness is called vertigo. It's due to osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the auditory branch of the 8th cranial nerve. And anesthetizing you is not going to solve the problem. It's going to continue to get worse. You need to get rid of the bad foods and take the program that's going to rebuild your skull and the rest of your bones of your body. It's really sad. The doctors think you only get osteoporosis of your hips. Okay, they never think about your skull because they say there's never been a report of osteoporosis in the skull. Well, that's because of Paget's. And that's why it's got to be changed from Paget's disease to Wallach's disease, because he believed 100 years ago that it was due to an autoimmune disease of the skull, that the skull was an inch thick instead of a quarter of an inch thick. But all those tunnels that the spinal cord goes through and the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, as the skull gets thicker, those tunnels get narrower because, you know, as the skull gets thicker, there's more skull to smash those tunnels down to a smaller size, put pressure on the nerves, and you get ringing in the ears, tinnitus. You get dizzy problems, vertigo. You lose your sense of smell. You lose your vision. You get ONA, optic nerve atrophy, because the skull is squeezing the optic nerve, the optic artery, the optic vein. And I've won so many bets from doctors because I could take people who are legally blind, 6, 8, 10, 12 years, and in 90 days, you could read 20/20 without glasses because I dealt with the osteoporosis of the skull instead of giving them a new pair of glasses. Okay, so give me 90 days.
That's my concern.
Give me 90 days. And only you know whether you have to take that medicine or not, because if you're falling down and hurt yourself.
No, I haven't had that. I haven't had
that. Okay, if you're just getting sort of dizzy stuff, it's called vertigo. Okay.
Sometimes I have like twitching in my arm or whatever, but
yeah, well, your skull is squeezing, your spinal cord is just coming out of the back of the skull. Your spinal cord is formed in your brain, comes out of the back of the skull. That's one of those tunnels that gets smaller when you have osteoporosis of the skull and squeezing the spinal cord. Some people get numbness in their hands. And they say, oh, you have carpal tunnel syndrome. They'll give them operations in their wrist, but it's really the skull squeezing the spinal cord.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, Lorraine. Next, let's go to Christy. Christy, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, Christy. How can we help you?
Hi, how are you today?
Okay. You look just like me.
Oh, you can see. Oh, you want to see me? Okay. There you go. Here I am.
Okay. No, I can only see Rebecca, I can see myself twice. I see myself in the little, there we go. I can see now, I can see Rebecca.
Okay.
Now you should be able to see Christy. Christy, go ahead.
Not yet. I don't see Christy yet.
Hold on. Can you see me now?
There we see Christy.
There you go. Hi. Okay. I'm 41, 152 pounds, 5'6", and I've been having, numbness in my hands. I'm a physical therapist, so I use my hands a lot. So it started when I was pregnant with all 3 of my children. And And now I feel numbness. It's more so at night, and I also get it in my toes. But then also, I've been having right breast pain that kind of radiates into the axillary region. I've had mammograms. They said nothing's there. I've had that pituitary gland.
Stop.
Yep.
And when you say right breast pain, do you have pain in your breast itself, or you talked about in the area of your chest, or what?
No, it's in the breast itself.
Okay, but nothing there when they did the mammogram.
No. So I still, can actually, I don't know if it's lactation, because I can still produce something. So they tested the pituitary gland.
Okay, stop. When was the last time you breastfed?
Oh God, it was over 2.5 years ago.
Okay, yeah, I shouldn't have any leftover problems there. All right. Yeah. Do you have any diabetes or high blood pressure?
No, pressure's actually, since I've had kids though, my pressure was always like 109. Now it's like norm, it's like 120. So for me, I feel like that's high, because it had never been like that, but there was.
Do you have any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
No.
Are you coloring your hair? Do you have any white, gray, or silver hair?
No.
Do you have any varicose veins in your legs?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Like spider veins. So I guess that's varicose, correct?
Yeah. Those are just small varicose veins.
Yeah.
Yep. And then let's see here. Do you have any bowel problems? Any constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease, Crohn's disease, diverticulitis, any of that kind of stuff?
No. The only thing I acquired with my first pregnancy was a hemorrhoid. Well, it's almost like an anal fissure that kind of pops out and it like tears a little bit. But that was because I constipated when I was.
Well, hemorrhoids are varicose veins in a funny place.
Yeah.
Is what hemorrhoids are, okay? But they usually go along with white, gray, or silver hair. You don't have one white hair in your head?
No, not yet. I've been checking. Believe me, I'm 41.
Okay. Okay. Well, here we go. None of the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rye oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. 152 pounds. I want you to have 2 of our healthy brain and heart packs per month. Full dose everything twice a day. I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our MSM, so you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 at dinner time. And they're going to support and promote maintenance of prayer, of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself, including the skull, and also in the walls of the veins and arteries and so forth. And don't forget that your skull is squeezing your spinal cord as it comes out of the back of the skull, because the spinal cord is formed in the brain, comes out of the back of the skull. The osteoporosis of the skull, all those tunnels get smaller, okay? And doctors never think about that stuff, or maybe they do and they just don't want to tell you what they think. They just, because they have another agenda, who knows? And then I want you to have, at 152 pounds, I want you to take 2 ounces a day of our Cal Toddy. Gives you the calcium, vitamin D3, and collagen. Take an ounce of breakfast, ounce of dinner, be 2 quarts a month. And then if you have pain someplace, like, under your arm or on the side of your breast or something, you can take our CM cream. You do have to mix it up every day because the cream will settle to the bottom and water comes to the top. So you have to mix it up so it's uniform, distributed properly, and apply that, like a tablespoon, apply that to the area that's painful. And it'll give you a couple hours of relief. But if you do all this other stuff, within 90 days, it should be significantly reduced or gone.
So
I always say, go ahead.
I'm supposed to get an MRI with, gadolinium today for it, because they can't explain why. Like, I do notice it's heightened during like pre-menstrual cycle. I've even having it, like I started doing the keto diet and everything. I've eliminated a lot of stuff, and all the things that they say can trigger the pain. And it seemed like it was like worse for a while, like keeping me up at night. You lay on it, it feels like larger than the other. Do I go ahead and do the MRI? Because I actually have it scheduled today. I had put it off for like months because I didn't want to go that far, but I also don't want to be like I don't want to be, Well, if it's scheduled for today, I'd go ahead and get it. But I would also add to your program the Xerafem. Go ahead and get 2 bottles a month of our Xerafem. Take Xerafem. That's XERAFEM. And it actually gives your ovaries the raw material it needs to make estrogen and progesterone. Okay. Yeah, because I had birth control pills for like over 15 years until I got pregnant. So I feel like my hormones don't even know how to regulate themselves. at this point.
And so, and so don't forget to eat 3 eggs twice a day. Do not take statin drugs to lower cholesterol. Take 3 eggs twice a day. They have to be soft yolks, soft boiled, soft yolks, soft poached, soft yolks, soft scrambled butter. Hard boiled eggs won't count, and fried eggs will cause cancer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So call us, next Friday, because you'll have the results of that MRI.
Yeah.
Today or tomorrow, whatever it is, and let us know what the results were. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. God bless.
You too.
All right. Thank you, Christy, and best wishes and that. We look forward to following your journey as well. Dr. Wallach, we have a question that has to do with the Ultimate Zinc Liquid. Can it be used as a topical for skin ulcers and boils, or would colloidal silver be better?
Well, if they're open wounds, I would go with the colloidal silver. Okay. And I would take the zinc tablets orally.
All right. And anything else? So, I mean, we're looking at skin ulcers and boils. The root cause of that, Dr. Wallach, is?
Well, the root cause of that is nutritional deficiencies usually. Okay, so they need the hair, skin, and nails, 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. That's 2 bottles a month per 100 pounds of body weight. They need the 90 essential nutrients. Wouldn't hurt to, per 100 pounds of body weight, get a healthy brain and heart pack. Don't forget the MSM, which deals with the skin and all other forms of collagen and connective tissue and so on. And I would use the colloidal silver. I've been doing it for 25 years, 4 drops, 4 droppers full, 2 droppers full under my tongue, half hour before each meal, and 2 droppers full under my tongue, 30 minutes before bedtime. So it's like 4 droppers full twice a day, okay? And so I go through 2 of these bottles a month, been doing it for 25 years of colloidal silver. But if the wounds are not open, then there's something else going on there. All right. And so you can still do the colloidal silver just in case, because it's very economical, very cheap, much better than going to a doctor's office and getting surgery and prescription for antibiotics, all that kind of stuff. And so, but don't forget the hair, skin, and nails, because the odds are that this is all caused by nutritional deficiencies, and the skin is just reacting to nutritional deficiencies.
All right, thank you so much for that. And then Nasima has a question, and she has a lady that's going on a no histamine diet or a low histamine diet because she breaks out in a red skin rash that itches shortly after eating anything that is not super fresh or contains histamines. And it lasts for about a day or so before it disappears. So Dr. Wallach, when we're looking at the diet and things that are causing us to have a red skin rash and itchiness, I mean, is it things that we're allergic to? Is there something, within the digestive system that we need to work on?
Well, it's possible that she's allergic to something. If she's allergic to something, she should be able to figure it out, for a month, avoid this food.
Do the elimination diet.
Yeah, do an elimination diet and figure it out. Don't go and get scratched 80 times and try and pay thousands of dollars when you can do it for free, okay? And that's where the book, Let's Play Doctor, goes into those kinds of elimination diets so you can tell those kind of things. But it could be a little different problem. It could be that, that there's not enough nutrition for the liver to work properly, and it's releasing histamine when you eat, okay? And so it could be a liver problem. So this person needs to be sure they're taking the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. And if they only weigh 110 pounds, they get another bottle of Arteries, make the liver happy, and so on. And so go through all those kind of things. And this is, again, where doctors have an agenda. All right. And boy, they love somebody who comes in with these weird things. Because we got to run tests. We got to put you in the hospital for a week and run tests. And we got to put you here and do tests. And within 5 years, you're on 30 different prescriptions. You're going to this therapy session here and that therapy session there. And you're just a source of income for this doctor because he's got 3 kids in college and tuitions due.
But it's okay because insurance is paying for it.
Well, that's right. We're not hurting the patient because insurance is paying for it.
Oh, yes, I get that quite a bit. Oh, but my insurance is paying for this. I'm like, okay, then go ahead and keep feeding them. Okay, so the next question, Dr. Wallach, has to do with discoloration on the skin and small spots. This individual was told by the doctor that it happens due to moisture in the folds of the skin, like on the chest or back, and a prescription was given as a shampoo for fungal stuff, and to be used as a body wash. What can we do naturally, internally and externally, that would help get rid of this naturally? So I know some of those antifungal, topicals are not healthy for the skin.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, get rid of all the bad foods. No fried food. You've heard this before. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, flour, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. Again, the MSM. Again, the Caltod. And I would also take the hair, skin, and nails. Throw that in there. Okay. And then it wouldn't hurt, if there's still a problem, it wouldn't hurt to get a hair analysis. Get the book, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, in chapter 10, I believe it is. It tells you how to collect the hair, how to package it, where to ship it. Don't forget to put the check in there, because they won't run the test without the check. And within a couple of weeks, you'll have two charts, one of which tells you where your nutrients stand, particularly the minerals. Okay, are they all in the range they're supposed to be? They'll be kind of different, but are they all in the range? Are some high, some low? Are they all low? If they're all real low, you're not absorbing very efficiently. All right, and then the other chart, the second chart, tells you all the toxic minerals you're taking, lead and mercury and uranium and all this other stuff that you don't want. I get one of those tests once a year. And if you're doing the Young Duty business as a business, or you own a small business, your business plan will pay for this as part of your health plan for your business. Will pay for the hair analysis. It's not that expensive. And it'll tell you something that can add, the information can add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life, because you're very specifically asking questions about, do I have toxic metals? I get so many people, Rebecca, who say, oh yeah, I was in the military 25 years ago, and I know I was exposed to all these toxic chemicals, and that's my problem. Well, have you ever had a hair analysis? No. So you talk them into getting a hair analysis. They get a hair analysis, come back, no toxic metals whatsoever. And so now you have to really get busy. You can't just blame it on your military experience 25 years ago. They're just making it up because they didn't, the doctors couldn't figure it out. And so they said, well, it was probably the fact that I was, in the military 25 years ago and got exposed to some chemicals. No.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier to not necessarily pinpoint, but generalize to make you feel better. But I love the fact that Dr. Wallach, you get to the root of it all and address it as it is. Now, the next question, Dr. Wallach, and this is something I remember when I was having babies, all of my friends' babies were getting tubes in their ears. Thankfully, I never had to make that decision. But what is your opinion on putting tubes in babies' ears and lots of congestion and allergies?
Okay. Well, again, the mother has to do all the right stuff during pregnancy, not to expose kids to things that can be allergenic. Okay. Also, like drinking alcohol and that kind of stuff. And gluten. If the kid has swelling in the ears, they put tubes in their ears, well, that's just a temporary fix. Why did they have swelling in the ears? Do they have something going on with their glossopharyngeal nerve, which has to do, it's the 9th cranial nerve. It has to do with your throat and swallowing and hearing and all that kind of stuff. Also, the 8th cranial nerve, the auditory branch of the 8th cranial nerve, can be squeezed. If the baby can be born with osteoporosis of the skull if the mother wasn't supplementing properly, or if she was supplementing and ate gluten, not absorbing. And so the embryo didn't get what it needed. So the baby's born with osteoporosis of the skull. Babies get osteoporosis of the skull all the time. Some of them are paralyzed from the neck down because the skull is squeezing their spinal cord.
And sometimes I wonder, not that I was paralyzed, but because I had so many different things going on early in life, I'm pretty certain I had osteoporosis of the skull as a child.
Yeah, it's very common. It's very common.
Yeah. And
of course, pediatricians, pediatricians love that one.
Well, yeah, because I get the parents to be giving them this and this and this, and they keep coming back. And, you know, it makes for sort of repeat customers with some high dollar bills going into it.
Yeah, and also broken families. There's a lot of times, when, you know, when the kid has so many problems, that's enough to break up a family. It's your fault. No, it's in your family. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Absolutely. Well, let's go to the next hand that is up, Dr. Wallach, and that is Rainey. And I'm hoping that I am pronouncing your name correctly. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
Rainey.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Okay. So this question is for my mom. She tried to call in, but she's a little older and she doesn't understand all the technology. So I'm going to try and ask the question for her. Her issue is her blood pressure. It's unmanageable. Every time she monitors her blood pressure at home and it's fine. They have on 2 medications, labetalol and losartan. Every doctor, her blood pressure is up, you know, the numbers are just high. So they keep changing. And
have you ever heard of the word fear?
Fear, I call it, well, fear and white coat syndrome. Because I told her
there you go.
That's what it is. Every time she goes into the office, the blood pressure is up.
Okay, how much does she weigh? How much does she weigh?
She weighs 135.
How old is she?
80.
Okay. And she's how tall?
5'4".
5'4". Yeah, 5'4". She's okay at 135 pounds. And so, does she have any other issues? Any diabetes? Any arthritis? Any back problems? Any memory problems? Anything?
She has knee problem, knee pain, knee joint stuff like that. But she's had that for a while.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Absolutely none of the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. All the diet ones got to go. And then 185 pounds.
No, 35.
135. 135 pounds. Wanted to have 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month, get another bottle of our selenium, so you can take 3 of those twice a day. Everything else, take a half a dose of breakfast and half a dose of dinner. So if the label says take 2 a day, take 1 at breakfast, 1 at dinner, okay?
Okay.
Half a dose twice a day of everything except for the selenium. I want you to have her take 3 twice a day. So she'll need to get another bottle, so you can take 3 twice a day. I want to get, because she got knee issues and high blood pressure, I want her to get 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with each meal. And then I want her also to get the ultimate daily classic tablets, get 2 of those per month, and bottles a month, so you can take 3 with each meal. They will support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through blocked arteries. And then for the knee issues and back issues, 80 years old, the odds are she's got osteoporosis of the skull and osteoporosis everywhere else. And so she needs to take our Cal Toddy, 135 pounds. She can take 1 quart a month, take a ½ ounce at breakfast, ½ ounce at dinner. It has the calcium, vitamin D3, and collagen in it. And if she wants to, she can put some of our CM cream and trauma oil on top of her knee. It'll give her 2-3 hours of pain relief by putting those things on her knee topically. But the high blood pressure is easy to deal with again, with the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, so 2 of those bottles a month, so you can take 3 twice a day. If she's on medication for the high blood pressure, don't cold turkey off the medication. But as the blood pressure comes down slowly, she can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers, okay?
Okay.
And usually within a couple of weeks, she'll be off her medication for blood pressure if she's on medication. This oftentimes is due to kidney issues. Does she have any kidney issues? Is she on dialysis, anything like that?
No.
Okay, good. All right, so give us a call. And of course, I'm going to come up with a pill that helps people who see doctors. It's called Doxilin.
Yeah, she needs that. Now I have a question. You said all that. I tried to write down as much as possible. How can I get this information everything that you gave me? Because I
guess what? They post it. It'll be posted this afternoon. It'll be posted tomorrow. It's on forever. So you can go look at it 10 times a day if you want.
And write it all down. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, that's about it for now. I'll be calling back. And I watch you, well, I listen to you all the time on Coast to Coast when you come on.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be on, of course, sometime next month.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, God bless. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
And thank you, Rainey. And yes, you can find all of the replays for Ask Doc Live at AskDocLive.com is our website. For those of you, again, who were invited to this program by somebody specific, get back with them if you'd like to get some of the products that you hear mentioned here today. Or if you have not been referred by somebody specific and found this program on your own, feel free to go to AskDocLive.com and you will find our store there with Dr. Wallach's most popular books. And we have a contact us. If you do not know exactly what you need to take and when you would like to consult with one of our certified holistic health coaches, go ahead and use that contact us to send us an email and one of us will get back with you. We also have a call team that is standing by at 855-949-7234, and that is for people who were not referred by somebody specific and have never ordered any longevity products from anywhere, at any time. So that line is available for you as well. Now, Dr. Wallach, I have a question in regards to, and I don't have, if it's a male, oh, it is a male, 5'5", 250 pounds, has a heart murmur, on blood pressure meds, cholesterol meds, but he doesn't take them regularly. What is your recommendations to help address the heart murmur, blood pressure issues, and cholesterol?
Okay, well, cholesterol is one of your best friends. It's the raw material to make testosterone. It's the raw material to make your brain. 75% of the brain weight is cholesterol. 95% of the weight of testosterone is cholesterol. You do not want to be on statin drugs because if you're not making testosterone, you're not going to have much fun in life. Okay, you're going to look like a steer instead of a bull. Okay, so you do need to eat 3 eggs twice a day with soft yolks. I would get off the cholesterol thing. Cholesterol does not clog your arteries. It's eating fried foods and gluten that causes clogging your arteries, not cholesterol. And then at 250 pounds, this guy should be taking 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. Again, the good food, bad food list, none of the bad stuff, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, bran, rye, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Needs the 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day, 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with each meal. And they will support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone regular bone cell. Also, you can take 2 ounces a day of the Cal Toddy, gives you the calcium, vitamin D3, and the collagen to manage bones and cartilage and ligaments and tendons, connective tissue, and all of the connective tissue in the muscles and so on. High blood pressure, it needs, I think it's 250, wouldn't hurt for him to get 3 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, take 3 with each meal. And they will support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in the brain and the heart and the kidneys and so forth. And let's see here. I think that is going to cover everything, but I would still, for some anti-inflammatory stuff, I would throw in the Fucoid Z, take 2 bottles of that a month, so you can take 3 of those twice a day. I would also throw in the BTT 2.0 tablets. They do not replace or interchange with the BTT 2.0 powder. The powder is vitamins and minerals. The tablets support your immune system and also are anti-inflammatory. So I'd have them take 3 of those tablets twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. And then call us or email us every couple of weeks, because this sort of picture this guy's presenting is very common, and he will have a great, great testimony for our listeners. Now at 5'5", I'd like to see him weigh 160. He needs to lose about 90 pounds. So one meal a day, I'd like him to start out with our keto bar. You know, he's gonna need 3 boxes a month. There's only 10 bars in a box, so he can take one a day. It doesn't matter what meal it is, he can change it around depending on his schedule. And he'll lose a half a pound, 2 pounds a day, especially getting off all the bad foods plus taking one keto meal a day. He'll lose a half a pound, 2 pounds a day. And the rest of the meals he should eat like an Asian: rice and sweet potatoes, beans, squash. He can have corn, but no wheat, butter, rye, and oats. He can have fish. There's no red meat in fish. I have steak 2 nights a week. I have lamb chops from Australia every Saturday night. I have gluten-free pizza the rest of my meals during the week. I put hamburger patties on there, or some fish, or maybe even sardines that are packed in water, not oil. All right. And so then for breakfast, I had this morning, I had 3 big scoops of wild rice. I have smoked Alaskan salmon, wild Alaska salmon. I also had a couple of tomatoes. I had a banana. I had 2 4-ounce cups of yogurt, gluten-free yogurt. Let's see here. I had the eggs, I had the rice, I had the fish, and then I had all my supplements. And so this is something I've been doing for a long time. I'm 82 years old, and most people think I'm in my 50s when they look at me. They can't believe it. They say, well, how could you have done all that stuff, Wallach? I said, well, I'm 82 years old. I've been a physician since 1982. Okay. And so what can I say?
Well, and there's something that I want to point out about, you know, the things that you just mentioned, Dr. Wallach. We're looking at whole foods. We're not looking at things that are prepackaged from a box. Mm. I mean, other than the supplements, you know, putting all those nice, wonderful raw ingredients together, but it's not something that's processed full of fillers. That's, well, and a lot of people say it's just convenient. Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't take long at all to cook up a piece of steak or a piece of fish.
Yeah, you put it in the microwave. Yeah, put it in the microwave for 3 minutes.
Well, no, I wouldn't even use a microwave, but still, on low heat, some butter, and put it in a pan.
Yum, yum.
Or bake it in the oven. You know, it's not hard, folks, to eat right and to cut out the things that. And so many people think, oh, it's so hard to go gluten-free. Well,
no,
not if you stick with whole foods. You stick with your whole meats. You stick with your whole vegetables. You know. You
don't have to give up stuff. Gluten-free pizza with 4 different cheeses and 8 different vegetables, and it's made with cauliflower. Yeah, it's made with cauliflower and rice crust. Right.
You know, if that's something that you have to have, then you know there's alternatives.
Well, the kids and grandkids have to have it. Grandpa, we want pizza. Okay, you're gonna have gluten-free pizza. They don't know that. They just know it tastes good.
Right. No, I know. I still have a 9-year-old at home that thinks he requires pizza a couple times a night.
Well, there you know, gluten-free pizza.
Definitely. All right, so let's go to the next question that is sent in through email, Dr. Wallach, and this is from DJ. DJ is a truck driver, and he said a few months ago, his doctor told him he had high cholesterol. He's been on a statin of 10 milligrams, and everything seemed good. He went to get his DOT physical, and his blood pressure is around 125 to 135/80, up and down. It goes to a normal. Now his DOT doctor wants to put him on a blood pressure medication. And he thinks that once you get on meds, you don't get off, but he wants to do something naturally to bring his blood pressure down.
Okay, do we know how much this guy weighs?
184 pounds at 56 years old, and looks like 5'11".
Okay, well, We love truckers because we can't get our stuff without truckers bringing it to us.
That's right.
And people can't get stuff without them bringing our stuff to the people. So we love truckers. And so cholesterol, doctors are confused about that. He should not be on statin drugs to lower cholesterol. The cholesterol really should be between 350 and 500. Doctors want to get your cholesterol down below 200 because they believe falsely, it's a false belief, but they believe falsely that cholesterol is the cause of blocked arteries. No, blocked arteries are from fried foods and gluten. Okay, it has nothing to do with cholesterol. So the normal cholesterol should be between 300, 350 to 500. All right. Then I want him to have none of the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat bran, rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. He can use our Rebound or sports drink with 100 nutrients in it. Has 75 minerals and 25 vitamins and amino acids. And it was made for Theo Ratliff, our great basketball player. And so we have so many professional athletes, Olympic athletes, and university athletes, and people who are just sort of hobby athletes. People go to the gym all the time, use our Rebound. We sell a lot of Rebound. It comes in cans and individual servings. When I'm on the road, I use the individual servings because a case of cans is too heavy to take on the airplane. And it comes in canisters. So you can just take a scoop and throw it in your drink or something like that. There's all kinds of ways to use the Rebound. And then I want them to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Full dose everything twice a day. I want them to have 2 bottles a month of our MSM, so we can take 3 with each meal, and that will support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes the bone itself, and including the walls of the arteries. And then I want them to have 3 of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'll be 3 bottles a month, and they will support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through blocked arteries. And if, let's say here, if he's already on medication for blood pressure, do not cold turkey off of it. But as you know, he needs to test his blood pressure all the time. And as his blood pressure slowly comes down, he can slowly reduce the medication level based on the numbers. And that way there won't be any calamity. Okay. And so this is all very simple stuff for trucker high blood pressure, cholesterol issues. And of course, just remember 95% of testosterone is cholesterol. Not 75% of your brain weight is cholesterol. Do not give up cholesterol. Just don't fry it. Don't burn it. Don't roast it until it burns.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with red meat. I just don't eat it burnt.
I love red meat, Dr. Wallach.
Carnivore.
You know what? I am so thankful that, yeah, I never heard that from you. Don't eat red meat.
No, you'll never hear that.
So, and my favorite vegetarians happen to be beef. But anyways.
Well, I eat vegetarians every day.
That's right. We eat vegetarians every day.
I eat vegetarians every day. I eat them with tomatoes and artichokes and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. All right. It looks like Christy might have another question. We are coming to the top of the hour. So, Christy, go ahead and unmute yourself. Let's see if we can get her back. Otherwise, while we're waiting for her to unmute herself, I have another question, Dr. Wallach, and that has to do with dry skin. What do you recommend as a lotion or a solution for dry skin?
Well, first of all, it's kind of like putting paint on top of a rusted iron. You don't want to be doing that. And so if you have dry skin, you want to get to the root cause of it. And skin requires a lot of nutrition. It has several different layers. 2/3 of skin is connective tissue, like tendons and ligaments. All right. But then it has to grow hair and all this other stuff. And so it requires a lot of nutrition. So people with dry skin, they got to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat bran, rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then 1 healthy brain and heart pack per 100 pounds of body weight. 3 twice a day the tablets of the MSM, which is 1 bottle a month per 100 pounds of body weight. Because it's a big bottle, you can do that. That'll take care of connective tissue, including skin. Then 3 twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. That's 2 bottles a month of the hair, skin, and nails. Now, we have all kinds of lotions that you can put on for temporary relief, but that's not for a permanent issue, okay? You can get some temporary relief because in a couple of weeks, the dry skin thing will be over with if you treat it properly from the inside. Because if you just put the lotion on and don't heal the inside, you're going to get some bad problems in your ligaments and tendons and your legs and your arms and neck and all kinds of stuff. And so the skin is just kind of like a red warning light going off when you're having dry skin issues. So there's nothing wrong with putting some of our lotion. We have like 5 or 6 different lotions, which I don't need to use. I'm 82 years old. I don't need to use them because my skin is so moist. I have all the hair on my arms and everything, and no problem there. But I take 3 of those. I just take just for prevention. I take 3 of the hair, skin, and nails twice a day. I've been doing that since we came out with that product. I don't know, about 12, 15 years ago, whatever it is. And it's just really a blessing. And I have to clip my fingernails once a week because they grow so long with the hair, skin, and nails. And also the MSM, I'm sure, contributes to it. But that's the way I'd go with the dry skin issue.
All right. And so I have a few favorites, Dr. Wallach. Of course, I do it just because of habit. But I love the fact that Longevity has done this. When they find a company that has an amazing product, we work out a way to incorporate them into our family of products. And we have the Beyond Organics with skincare products. We also have the Nature Pearl that has skincare. I love our muscadine lotion and also the toothpaste. So if you're looking for a non-toxic toothpaste, we've got that as well. And you're so right when it comes to nails and how fast they grow. And for ladies who get their nails done, I could get my nails filled every single week. They grow so fast. So I think it's absolutely fabulous when you give your body what it needs, the amazing things that it can do on its own.
Yeah, so, the muscadine grapeseed is one of our favorite products. People love it.
Oh, it's amazing. So not only do we have it in the lotion and the skincare, but it also comes in the extract. It also comes in capsules. And Dr. Wallach, if you wanted to share any of the benefits of the muscadine grape, please feel free.
Okay, well, basically what it does is it facilitates the process of making hair and skin and nails and so forth. And the grape, of course, is a wonderful, wonderful product. It makes wine. Everybody loves that part. But also the seeds produce these nutrients that very few other plants produce in the quantity that grape seeds do. So the muscadine grapes, which are the big grapes, produce this substance, which we use as a product. And so it's actually an organic product that's made by the grapes, but it's anti-inflammatory, but it does stimulate the growth of hair and nails and healthy skin.
Yeah, and it's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely. All right, looks like we lost the audio for Christy. And we are 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Do you want to take one more question, or do you have anything else that you want to use as a closing, Dr. Wallach?
Well, again, I want to remind everybody to go to you or to go to me, www.drjwallach.com, drjwallach.com. Browse through there. I think we got like 15 books, and each one of those books is going to become a chapter in this newest book called The Third Testament. And
is that going to be like 12 inches thick?
12 inches? Oh, no. It'd have to be 4 feet thick.
Well, I'm looking at, my desk here with the books that I have, And I mean, they themselves are over 12 inches. So
Yeah.
you're probably
10
right,
books.
4 feet.
Yeah. but you know, why rewrite those chapters when the book's already written? And so it has all the references, and people will be able to follow up and look up what they want to look up and so forth. And so I'm very, very excited about this. And just remember, we deal with over 600 different diseases. We deal with over 600 different diseases with these products. We've been doing it for 50 years. I've been doing it for 50 years. And we're all over the world. We're in 60 countries. And we're growing. I should really ask, because we might be in 65 countries right now as we speak. I just can't keep up. But we have bought 2 big, brand new manufacturing plants on the East Coast. I think they're all in, both of them are in Florida. And these 2 manufacturing plants, the people who were building them went out of business, so we were able to buy them. And the reason why we bought them, we're going to make some of the products that get back ordered on occasion, because not because of us, but because the manufacturers have a difficult time in getting the amount of the raw materials they need to make those products. So we're going to eliminate a lot of back orders by manufacturing these things ourselves. We're going to take over that responsibility. So coming next year, the back order stuff will not be a problem anymore, because we have these 2 big manufacturing plants. I mean, they're big, they're huge. And we're not talking about grandma's back room. We're talking about, you know, 5,000 square feet, 10,000 square feet kind of things. And so I'm very excited about this. It's our next generation of making sure that all the people, excuse me, have access to everything they want when they want it. And as you say, we're already negotiating with several other companies that are going under financially, because they didn't have the army that we built. We built an army over the last 50 years of people like yourself and your team. We have armies all over the world that are bringing this information to their families and to their neighbors and their church mates and their temple mates and so forth, and their classmates and their workmates and I knew we had to have an army in the beginning, because even God has 12 apostles. Okay, even God has all these apostles, because you know, he can only talk to one person at a time. I mean, he can make a thunderstorm, he can make an earthquake and send a message, but for somebody to hold somebody's hand and talk to them, you need an army. And so that's what we need to do. And we've been very successful in doing this. Not only do we help people add 25 to 50 healthy years to their life, but also we can help them financially with tax breaks, because an employee does not get tax breaks. When you own your own home business, you get the same tax breaks that billionaires get. And this includes your supplements, or the cost of your supplements are tax deductible, because in your little business plan, we have a book called, let's see, what is it?
Wall Street for Kids.
Wall Street for Kids. There you go. Wall Street for Kids. Wall Street for Kids. And it'll teach you how to build a business plan that you can have all these tax breaks, and you'll be able to get what you need for your supplements for yourself and your family. And this is not difficult, but it's one of those things that people, if your family is a working family and they just always have been employees all their life, they don't know about these things, because it's something that only people who own businesses can utilize.
Well, and I love being able to have purpose, Dr. Wallach. I mean, we're in a world that's hurting for information.
Well, the world needs Rebecca, and the world needs Rebecca and her team.
Well, I love my team. We are just fantastic. There's great dynamic in it, Dr. Wallach. And I have to thank you again, because if it wasn't for you, I would not have met these wonderful people, Shanti and Nasima and Ruth Ellen, and so many more that are online with us, Dr. Wallach, just part of your crusade. And again, you know, waking up with purpose. I mean, I've made a career out of this, where, I mean, I've done a lot of things in my life. I was a statistician. Yeah.
You know, and you're making a reasonable amount of income for your efforts, right?
Absolutely. If it wasn't for my longevity business, we would have lost the farm. Seriously. So I am very thankful for my longevity business.
Well, there you go.
Very thankful.
Okay.
Yeah, and I encourage everybody, if you have an interest in just doing things on a more natural scale and helping the people around you find a healthier option to doing life, we encourage you to get back with the person that shared this program with you, or go to our website, askdoclive.com, use the contact us, and we can get you information also on how you can start your very own business with us on this amazing crusade. On behalf of the crew here with Ask Doc Live and Dr. Wallach, thank you again for another two hours of great information. We thank you, everybody, for taking this time, and just we hope this has added value in your search for information. We'll be back next Friday, same place, same time. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. I'm off to Australia right now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Rochelle. Bye-bye, Nasima. Bye-bye, John T.